Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about the epic madness of the latest events in the Black Clover story. We are finally learning more about ASTA'S demon/devil, and in fact, for the first time, the anti-magic devil is emerging out into the open. What's more, it looks like Asta is about to fight his own devil in a bid to get stronger and learn to harness his true power. Things are getting absolutely heated, so let's do this. Before we start, this is actually the first video that I am recording after hitting 1 million subscribers here on the channel. Honestly, huge thank you to each and every one of you who took the time to subscribe and hit that notification bell. 1 million subscribers is a huge accomplishment, but it's an accomplishment that depends completely on you guys. 1 million is not just a number, that is a million individual people taking the time to subscribe and support us. Both me and my brother Gozen are extremely blessed and grateful for all of you. If you're subscribed, please drop me a comment saying that you are, and if you remember when you subscribed, let me know down below. Also, a big thank you to all of our editors who help us put these videos out, including my boy Dakota Broskie, who is editing this video. This man is a hard worker, a huge Black Clover fan, and he has his own anime YouTube channel, so definitely show him some love. Link to his channel is in the description. And of course, as usual, this video will contain Black Clover manga spoilers, etc, etc. Let's get into it. The latest installment of the story starts off with an amazing cover that features Nacht and his 4 animalistic shadow demons. The text on the cover page reads, "Be one with the darkness of the night and hide inside the shadows." I just thought that this was a really interesting cover, so I wanted to point it out. Nacht is such an incredible, intriguing character, and his shadow magic is so cool and so mysterious, and I am looking forward to learning more about him. In the previous chapter, we spent our time with the elves in Elysia, and I thought that the action in this chapter would probably keep us in that same location. But I was wrong, because this chapter gave us something totally different, and it was absolutely freaking epic. First, we saw Julius getting in touch with Gaia from the Heart Kingdom. The Clover Kingdom and Heart Kingdom leaders are planning a joint strategy to take on the Dark Triad. And Gaia confirms that together with the elves, the Heart Kingdom warriors are preparing to strike. So if anyone was still wondering whether the elves will get involved, it seems like they definitely will. During this conversation, it is clear that both Gaia and Charlotte are furious that the Dark Triad managed to kidnap Loropechica and Yami. And of course, they are determined to do whatever it takes to save their loved ones. We know that Charlotte's love for Yami is romantic in nature, but I'm not sure if there is a romantic element to Gaia's relationship with Loropechica. It could be that he is just upset because he is loyal to his queen, or there could be something more personal going on, but we'll have to wait and see. At any rate, you guys know that I'm not big on shipping and all that type of stuff, except when it comes to shipping myself with Vanessa and potentially Mereoleona. Next up, the chapter takes us to the Black Bull's headquarters where Nacht has finally arrived. Nacht is busy explaining to the other Black Bulls that a surprise attack on the Spade Kingdom will take place in 3 days, and this attack will include the Clover Kingdom's most elite fighters. But Finral, Vanessa, and Gray are straight up shocked to see Nacht in the first place. It seems that despite being members of the Black Bulls for much longer than Asta, even they had never actually met Nacht before. When Finral asks why the vice captain of the Black Bulls has never been to headquarters in all of this time, Nacht responds by saying that he hates the Black Bulls. Finral and the others are like, wait, what? And Nacht explains that he became the vice captain in the first place so that he would have the freedom to do his own thing without needing to have anything to do with the other Black Bulls. Nacht says that he hates people who don't do things properly, and the Black Bulls are a bunch of misfits and outcasts who often end up being more trouble than they're worth. Nacht then goes on to take personal shots at multiple members of the Black Bulls, and I can forgive him for all of the others, but I was deeply offended when he called my girl Vanessa a vulgar drunkard witch. Okay, screw you, Nacht. Vanessa is a beautiful queen, and yes, when it comes to Vanessa, I'm a proud tier 3 sub, okay? And even as Nacht insults the Black Bulls and calls them useless bastards, it is clear that he actually knows a lot about each and every one of them. If Nacht really didn't care about the Black Bulls, then why did he go through all of that trouble to learn about each individual member despite never even having met them? Keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind Nacht's tendency to say that he hates stuff when it is clear that he doesn't, I am going to go out on a limb and say that Nacht actually likes the Black Bulls. He just seems to be an eccentric guy who likes to work alone most of the time. After all, why would he serve as the vice captain of the Black Bulls for all of these years if he really hated the entire squad? As Nacht leaves by using shadow magic to literally sink into the ground, he tells the Black Bulls to try and get stronger in the next 2 days. This heavily implies that even regular Black Bulls members will be included in the surprise attack in some way. So this means that it won't be just the Magic Knight captains and vice captains who are going to be taking part in this fight along with Asta. It seems that the other Black Bulls are also expected to take part, which is why Nacht advises them to get stronger. This is very interesting since I was kind of assuming that the elite unit of fighters who will infiltrate the Spade Kingdom is going to be pretty small. I was thinking like 10 to 15 of the Clover Kingdom's most elite mages. But if the regular squad members of the Black Bulls are also going to be involved, and if we count everyone in the Heart Kingdom who will be involved as well, then we can assume that this surprise attack will be a pretty big one. Maybe some of the weaker mages will serve as some sort of diversion that will allow the stronger mages to get to Yami and William more quickly, but we'll have to wait and see. The final part of the chapter features Nacht taking Asta into a creepy abandoned mansion in the middle of nowhere. This mansion, which is empty and falling apart, once belonged to a certain noble, but Nacht doesn't mention who that noble was. I think that the identity of this noble might become relevant in future chapters. Was this perhaps Nacht's old family home? One of the boys in an old photograph inside the house does look like he could be a young Nacht, but it's impossible to tell for sure. During his conversation with Asta, Nacht takes a moment to talk about his awesome shadow magic, and I am all for it because I really want to know more about this supremely cool magic attribute. Nacht says that his shadow magic works kind of like spatial magic in the sense that it allows him and anyone or anything that he touches to travel from one shadow to another. I wonder if that means that he can literally travel from his own shadow to any shadow in the world, or if there are some restrictions. For example, can he travel from where he is now to literally any shadow in the Spade Kingdom capital, or can he only travel within a certain range? Can he only travel to shadows whose specific locations he already knows? Can he only travel to places that he's like physically touched or something, and so on. I am extremely excited to learn more about shadow magic. This magic attribute really is a game changer, and it is already clear to everyone that shadow magic will be absolutely crucial for the Spade Kingdom infiltration plan. After Nacht takes Asta into what looks like an old study, he uses his magic to cover the entire room in shadows. He calls this spell Temptation of Black Garden, and the next thing we know, a bunch of shadow arms grab Asta and pull him down into some sort of shadow realm. Nacht explains that they will spend the next 2 days inside this Shadow Realm. By the way, Shadow Realm is just what I'm calling it, that's not in the chapter. And during that time, Nacht will teach Asta everything he knows about the power of a devil. Asta is excited about this quick training arc, and Nacht tells Asta that the reason why he hasn't been able to get stronger is because he is not controlling the power of his devil. Up to this point, Asta has just been using the power that has been leaking out of the anti-magic devil, but it seems that Nacht is about to change the game completely by having Asta make a formal contract with his devil. This will allow Asta to bring out the full potential of his devil's power, just like Nacht and the Dark Triad are able to do. According to Nacht, Asta needs to establish a connection between himself and the devil. Normally this is done through artifacts, and Nacht shows that he has a necklace with 4 different items hanging from it. Presumably each of the 4 items is related to one of his animalistic shadow demons. These artifacts are used to establish a connection with the devil, and then the devil can be summoned into this world for a limited amount of time. However, Asta is different. He doesn't have any sort of artifact that connects him to his devil, Asta's very existence is his connection with the devil. After all, both Asta's grimoire and his new demonic arm are directly connected to the anti-magic devil. In the very next moment, Nacht utters the word Goma, and suddenly Asta's body is engulfed by black flames. I'm guessing that the word Goma here is just a reference to the Japanese word Goma, which means demon, but I'm not sure if this word was just used to summon the anti-magic devil, or if this word itself is more significant. For example, we still don't know the anti-magic devil's real name, but we'll have to wait and see what the various different translations have to say. At any rate, the anti-magic devil appears before Asta at the same time as Asta's demonic arm dissolves into nothing. And then the devil laughs and says that Asta will be the one to let him out. In the panel that accompanies these words, we see Asta's devil seemingly taking over his entire body. And Nacht then tells Asta that he must fight against his devil and he must win. That is how this mind-blowing chapter ends, and things are now happening very quickly and changing very rapidly in the Black Clover story. Apparently, Asta must somehow fight his own devil in order to unlock the devil's true power. This might seem kind of confusing, but this is what I assume Nacht meant when he said this. I think that Asta must learn to summon the anti-magic devil into this world and to let him manifest, while at the same time not allowing the devil to take over his body. I assume that this is what Nacht is trying to teach Asta. Asta must learn to control his devil so that even when he does manifest in the physical world for a limited time, the devil won't completely take over Asta's body and Asta's consciousness. But the big question is, how will this training process actually work? How is Asta supposed to fight the devil? Is it a battle of wits? Is it a battle of wills? Is it a physical contest? We know it's not a magic contest since Asta has no magic, but I'm definitely intrigued to see what will happen next. And in fact, a lot of what happens next will depend on the anti-magic devil himself and on his true intentions. We know very little about this creature, we don't even know his name, so we can only guess what his true intentions are. Is the anti-magic devil interested in taking over Asta and making Asta a prisoner in his own body? Or is the devil interested in working together with Asta in order to defeat Lucifer and Dante? Is he maybe interested in seducing Mereoleona? We just don't know, but this question of what the anti-magic devil really wants will be crucial going forward. My own personal guess is that the anti-magic devil is going to challenge Asta to a battle of wits, strength, and will, but in the end, I think that the devil does want to work together with Asta. We know how upset the anti-magic devil was back when he and Asta lost to Dante and Lucifer. So, I believe that Asta's devil does want Asta to get stronger so that they can have a rematch. I'm not sure why exactly the anti-magic devil was so upset about losing to Dante, but I'm sure that we will find out soon. Please let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about Asta's devil finally coming out and manifesting into this world? And what do you think his true intentions are? Is Asta about to lose control of his own body, or is he about to partner up with the devil and unlock new levels of power that he could only have dreamed of before? And if he does do this, how much stronger is the new Asta going to be? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Black Clover content here on the channel, please drop a like to let me know. It really does help. And if you happen to be new to the channel or you just haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications. We are now at over 1 million subscribers, which is completely insane. Thank you guys so much. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. A special thank you to Alpha Sigma and Liam Thompson, disciples of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, The World, A Quiet Respect, Pate Heffa, Jonathan King, Rathuin Deora, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, Kinmano, Admirath, and Chris Torley. Finally, thank you also to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Octor, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Jason Wilson, Florian, Joanne Garcia, Steelers, McShamus, Jessica K. LaFond, Deadly Saint, Stern Hawkins, and High School DxD 73. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider becoming a patron. Even a single dollar will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos, along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.